Earning a PhD is a big commitment. It takes curiosity, resilience, hard work, and a passion for discovery. A PhD is the highest research-focused degree you can earn. It trains students to create new knowledge through original research and to develop deep expertise in a specialized area. We will focus on tips for considering and pursuing an agriculture or engineering PhD or Doctor of Philosophy degree in the United States. Although we will focus on agriculture or engineering, much of what is shared is applicable to many STEM or science, technology, engineering, and math PhD programs in the U.S. In the U.S., a STEM PhD typically takes 4 to 6 years of full-time enrollment after earning a bachelor's degree and/or a master's degree. Most U.S. PhD programs accept qualified candidates directly after they have earned a bachelor's degree. Some PhD programs will also require or provide opportunities for students to gain teaching experience. This video has been produced by the U.S. National Science Foundation Engineering Research Center called Internet of Things for Precision Agriculture. For those who earn their PhDs, it can open doors. Certain research-related and research management jobs require a PhD. You could become a professor in a university or lead research in a government or industry laboratory. For careers in science policy, leadership roles in STEM nonprofits and STEM-related startups, and for science-related editorial and communications careers, a PhD may or may not be required, but it may offer a strong competitive advantage. Here, 4 IoT4Ag PhD students share why they are pursuing a PhD.
I chose to study remote sensing and geospatial data science in my program because it will give me opportunities both in academia and in industry.
I decided to get a PhD after learning that many research and development jobs, not only in academia, but also in government and industry, are held by individuals with graduate degrees. In my undergraduate internships at 4 separate companies, many of the coolest jobs were held by people with PhDs.
So I chose to pursue a PhD because it offers the opportunity to develop the skills to thrive in a rigorous research environment in a way that you're not typically exposed to.
I choose to join my program because a PhD will allow me to establish my own lab in the future, whether in industry or academics.
When applying to PhD programs, there were really 2 things that I primarily considered. The first is, what was the dynamic of the research in the group? Was it more independent and student-led, or was it heavily guided by the advisor?
When applying to PhD programs, one of my top priorities was looking for a mentor and research lab that would support my growth.
When I was applying to PhD programs, I identified labs with multiple research specialties. As I navigate career paths, I wanted a lab that would expose me to many different research techniques, experimental setups, and professors of varying interests.
2 of the biggest things I considered when applying to a PhD program was the quality of mentor-mentee relationship, including current student feedback about potential advisors and the program reputation for research excellence.
If you are interested in pursuing a PhD, here are 3 important steps. You will need to fill in the details of each step with a lot of your own research. First, find academic programs with faculty whose research interests match your interests. A PhD program is a formal way to learn how to ask and answer questions that build on and uniquely extend research in a discipline. You should look at PhD programs at different universities in the fields you are interested in. Your undergraduate courses do not need to be in the exact same field. However, they should provide you with a strong background to prepare you for the courses required by your PhD program. PhD students are matched to a faculty member advisor with specific research expertise. A good alignment of research interests between the faculty advisor and their students is critical for the success of the students and for the research produced. Recommendations from your undergraduate professors in your fields of interest, reading the published scientific literature to see where the professors are that work on that type of research, and exploring PhD program websites will be important for deciding what programs and universities to apply to. Second, prepare your materials. Do not underestimate the time and energy needed to put these together. The specific materials would depend on the program, but they often include academic transcripts, letters of recommendation, standardized testing like the GRE or English proficiency tests, writing, research, and personal statements. It will be helpful to create a spreadsheet or master plan to track each program's materials and deadlines. Finally, you will submit your materials. Many U.S. STEM PhD programs start accepting applications in the fall with deadlines in December. Continue doing well in your final undergraduate classes during this process. Consider what you will do if you are not accepted into a PhD program. Many are very competitive.
Most STEM PhD students don't actually pay for their degree out of pocket. Rather, the programs will cover tuition and offer a stipend to help offset living expenses. Many also include benefits such as a student health care plan. As part of this funding, you may be required to help teach undergraduate classes. This not only helps with the program costs, but it provides you with valuable experience in the classroom. You do have to balance these teaching requirements with your own graduate level coursework and making progress in your research program. If you do come with your own funding, say through a government, nonprofit, or other external fellowship, then you're in a particularly strong position when competing for limited PhD spots. If the program doesn't have to worry about how they're going to be funding a graduate student, then they can think instead about how well that student's research interests and preparation align with the program's offerings. If the funding is unclear from a program's website, you should reach out to the graduate administration. And definitely consider applying for any fellowships offered by the universities that you are targeting, as well as external sources like the U.S. National Science Foundation or other private foundations. And always remember that the cost of living and the stipends offered vary dramatically across the country and different programs. So please make sure that you can tell that the monthly stipend will be able to support you in whatever location you end up.
Although the internet is a rich source of information, starting the process of applying to PhD programs can be hard, especially if you don't know many people who have done it before.
IoT4Ag's Pathway to PhD program, or PPP, is designed to increase the access and support for students who want to apply to a PhD program in the US. As a faculty member in the Mechanical Engineering and Applied Mechanics Department at the University of Pennsylvania, I have reviewed many PhD applications and advised many of our undergraduates who are applying to PhD programs. I have also served as an applicant reviewer for the U.S. National Science Foundation's Graduate Research Fellowship Program and many others. A critical component of applications are the written statements. These statements, along with strong letters of recommendation, provide the admissions team with the needed information on how well an applicant matches the research and academic focus of the department. Since there are limited numbers of faculty who will be accepting new PhD students, it is particularly important that applicant statements show alignment with the program while highlighting the applicant's own research interests, career goals, and academic experience. The statements need to make clear what motivates the applicant. Why are they taking the next steps towards becoming an independent researcher? IoT4Ag's PPP is a hands-on, interactive workshop that supports participants through drafting of their statements with feedback from mentors who have experience with their own successful applications to PhD programs, and with external fellowships supporting their pursuit of a PhD.
Through PPP, I was matched with current grad students and postdocs and had the opportunity to have one-on-one conversations with them. Through these conversations, they helped me refine my application material for fellowships and grad schools. Their feedback and support were key to helping me navigate the process and making me feel prepared to take the next step.
To learn more about IoT4Ag's signature initiative, Pathway to PhD Program, or PPP, look for the link in the video description. We hope this video provides a useful starting point for exploring whether applying to an ag or engineering PhD program at a university in the United States could be a good path for you.